What's up, everyone? Welcome to episode number 404 of the Action Movie Guys podcast. I am your host, Nate, and my co-host is
Alex Figueroa.
And on this episode, we will be continuing on with our war movie month. October was all movies based on some sort of war, real or fictional, military type action films. This week is a movie from 2018 called 12 Strong, which, by the way, Alex, fun fact, it used to have a much longer title, and they just shrunk it to 12 Strong. Because when I saw this at the theater, it was called 12 Strong, the declassified story of the horse soldiers or something like that. Now, everywhere you look, and on the title credits, it just says 12 Strong. So we're going to be reviewing this movie. You already know I'm going to ask, even though I know the answer. Have you ever seen or heard of this movie prior to this review?
No. Nope, not at all. Not at all. Never heard of it.
But it's pretty recent, 2018.
Yeah. No.
And it has Chris Hemsworth in it. And nope, never heard of it. All right.
You'll be surprised. Like, people go, how you not even know? I don't even know stuff that comes out this year. Like, and it's 2024. And I went to the theater a lot. But if you tell me a movie now, I'll be like, that's coming up. I'll be like, well, really?
No sounds good. All right. So, yes, I saw this at the theater. I actually reviewed this on my old podcast, and I don't remember what I gave it. So this is like a brand new, fresh review. As a matter of fact, when I was watching it, I was like, wow, I don't even remember most of this stuff. So there you go. We're going to be covering it. Before we do, good cast here. A lot of known actors. You got Chris Hemsworth. You got Michael Pena. We got Michael Shannon. We got the guy who played the Sultan in Aladdin. You got the live action Aladdin. William Finkner is in here. He was in Black Hawk Down, and now he's back in this. He's bald.
Oh, yeah.
Also, a funny role because Rob Riggle is in this. Now, if you know Rob Riggle, he's in comedy. He's in a bunch of comedy.
He was good.
He was in Dumb and Dumber 2. He was in 21 Jump Street. He's been in something with Will Ferrell.
The other guys?
The other guys. Yeah, the other guy. That's the one, Will Ferrell. However, in real life, he was a military guy. So him playing a military guy here was actually, accurate. It worked because he was actually in the military before he got into acting. So I thought that was pretty cool. Anyway, let's get into it. Rotten Tomatoes scores. All right. I'm going to be honest. These are lower than I thought before seeing the movie. From what I remember, this has a 50% critic score, split right down the middle. Half liked it, half did not like it. Audience score is 62%, which I also think is low because usually these sorts of movies, from our experience here doing them this month, audience seem to love movies about American soldiers doing soldier stuff. But are you surprised at these numbers? I was a little surprised.
So I'm a little surprised because, well, we got to look at it, right? Like, maybe, and I'm just hypothetical thinking here. Do you think the reasons why these numbers are like this is because 9/11 is kind of a soft spot for everybody in the United States when it comes to that. So it's kind of hard to market a movie or have it a plot around the World Trade Center. Because I bet if we look up the numbers for the one that they killed Bin Laden, that number, was it that high?
Dark 30?
Yeah.
That one, those reviews were like, that one like won Oscars and stuff like that.
So like, I don't know. I just feel like it's kind of weird when it comes to like, well, that one had a purpose. That one was because it was on the search of Bin Laden.
That was all about intel and
this one, no one knows what happened here because this was a classified people and that's what it said there. So when you watch it, so again, not many people know about these guys or the history, but once they see 9/11, they're like, I don't know.
Could be right. Yeah, you could be onto something there. And this is based on a true story. So we got another true story movie here. So let's get into it. I'm interested to talk about this movie. So let's just start with our leads. Of course, Chris Hemsworth is our lead character, and then he has like his group of guys. It's a little bit of an ensemble. But what did you think? Okay.
All right. I'm going to be really honest with you. Put on the movie. Actually, I rented it.
Okay.
So there is nowhere to find this thing. And I was like, okay. Well, that's a different topic for another day.
Yeah.
You own it? Oh, it is a 4K.
Yeah.
Definitely got to pick it up. I got to pick it up. But anyway, so I put it on and I'm like, oh, man. So Chris Hemsworth as an actor, for me, jack of all trades. He could be comedy, very funny, right? He could be very serious at times. Superhero, we know how he is with Thor, right? His breakout role as Thor. action after Extraction. I said, my man should do more action movies because he could do it. He's good in the war movies. And I kind of liked him a lot. And I'm not going to lie to you. I think he was an excellent. This dude was amazing in this movie. Again, I don't watch these type of movies, but this dude was really. And I think the fact is with the cast around him is what blossomed him. I thought it worked very well. Michael Shannon was so good in this movie.
He's great in everything.
Oh my God. This dude he will always be my number one General Zod. He is so good. Great. But anyway, amazing. Michael Pena is another a gem, an unrated actor. Underrated actor in the world of acting because he is so good in this one too. When he's trying to get sex from his wife, and he's like, he goes, "I got 2 hours to go," and he goes, "Well, I'm not going to take 2 hours." He was trying to rush.
So he's like, "You can clean the oven later." Like,
yeah,
come on.
But anyway, he was funny. But I think the group around him was really good, and I think now Chris Hemsworth, love the backstory. His real wife played his wife in the movie, which I thought that was pretty a plus. He has a daughter waiting for him. He was resigned, I believe. He saw what happened at the World Trade Center in the beginning of the movie. He goes into the office. He wants his old team back. They ripped up his resignation papers. And I was like, that is awesome. I thought it was pretty cool. Again, it's based on a true story. Again, I don't know what's fiction, what's Hollywood. But like I said, I got invested in it. I got into it because he made me get into it. He was with his daughter. He was, I'm going to pick you up and do that. And Daddy, look what's happening on TV. And then he got really mad. Like all Americans did that day. Everyone wanted to fight in the damn war. So I gave it a 5.
Yeah, a quick note on Hemsworth. You know what? I've always liked him as an actor. I agree. Yeah. I think he's funny. I think he is good in action and superhero. I would love to see him play in like a drama, honestly. I think he can act. He's a good actor. I think he's a really good actor. The thing is, he's so big, and like he's like built and he's jacked. So he gets these roles and he's great in them. Don't get me wrong. But maybe when he's like a little older to do like a drama or something, I would like to see it because I think he would probably nail it, honestly. Because there's some scenes in here where he has to like actually act like when he's with that general and he has to tell him, like they're like, hey, you got to go tell him that they have this other team and it's his enemy. He's like, oh, here we go. And like, I thought that scene was really good. I agree with everything you said. See, this movie, we gave high marks too for Black Hawk Down. But what this movie does better is it gives you at least a little bit of the pre-war lives of these guys, right? Michael Shannon, his wife is mad at him because he's older and he's going back out. His son, he's like, I love you. And the son just looks at him like, you're always leaving me. So, they got that. Michael Pena, his wife, she's like, you ain't getting none till you come back. It's the only way that I know you'll come back is if you don't get none. He's like, dang it. And she's like, go play with your kids, you idiot. I like that. And then you have Hemsworth. He's got his wife and daughter. I don't think he was resigning. I thought he was moving like roles. Like he was moving out of like that active sort of thing to like a different position because the guy tells him he was a climber. Like he was trying to, like rank up basically without seeing any combat and all that kind of stuff. And he's like, you know what? Forget it. He kicked that table. He's like,
yeah, but then the scene, Michael Shannon's in the office. He goes, I'm ripping his resignation papers, and he rips it.
Well, Michael Shannon. I thought Michael Shannon was the one that was going to be retiring, and then he ripped up the papers for him to. Hemsworth was trying to go to a new role, like get a new position. Pretty much.
Because that scene, he goes, where's the papers? And he was on top of his desk, and that's when he went in there.
Yeah, it was like a not an application, or maybe like that sort of thing. Because he was still pretty young. Yeah. And I think he was just, because that's what Rob Riggle was like, I know his type. He's a climber. He just wants to go to the next thing, And he's like, no, I want my team. Give him my team. I also love the scene with him and William Fichtner when they're talking about the strategies. And he's like, you got 6 weeks. He's like, nope, we got 3 weeks. We do it in 3 weeks. I was like, oh, this is going to be good. I don't know. I like it. I agree with everything you said. I give it a 5 as well. I think they did a very good job of developing them pre-war. And then that's all you need, because then when they go, you want them to not die. Yeah. Right? If you know them, they got kids, they got wives, you're rooting for them, other than being told you're supposed to. So I thought they were all good. I like their camaraderie. I like their banter. Even when they're at the thing and they first get there and they're in the tent, they start like wrestling each other. I love all that stuff. It's like, yeah, that's what I like to see. So that was fun. When he comes out and tells them, he's like, we got the job, boys. They're like, oh yeah, baby, let's go. We gotta go fight. I love it all.
Oh, even the other scene, he goes, I don't want to tell you guys, but he goes, I need a team of 2 to go whatever. And
Yeah.
Michael Pena is like, you need to ask.
He's like, give us the order.
Yeah, he's like, give the order. Yeah, he goes, I order someone, and he goes, I'll do it.
He's like, I thought you'd never ask.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he's like, you need to take 2 volunteers, like this guy. And they're both like, I can't wait to go on this mission. I love them. I loved all of them. Even the guy with the glasses, who's like kind of a nerd, and he stays with Michael Shannon's character. I liked them all. I don't know. I don't remember all their names. I don't need to. 5 for me, 5 for you. Okay, villains. Al-Qaeda. This is a real life terrorist organization with not fiction. I mean, I don't know if the guy is based on a real guy. I would assume so, because this was based on true story. But these are not like make-believe, villains. These are real life people. What did you think?
Okay, so I ain't gonna lie. This the bad guys was really good. Now, again, it's so hard to say really good and whatever, because this is real life stuff. But in terms of the movie,
executed well.
Yeah, they executed very, like, you hated them. Like, they literally set up the scene with them killing that teacher, and you were really pissed off because he was just like, spell giraffe, and she spelled it, and he was just like, then the other girl did whatever, and
15 times 8.
Yeah, and then the little girl knew it. Like, really, I was like, holy crap. And, shot the teacher, because women not supposed to be smart or whatever in their religion, whatever. And I was just like, holy crap, and gets you even angry. Then they build it up also with videos of real life situations with them throwing rocks at women that are pregnant or something like that, when the guy was like, yo, shut that off. So they give you all the information you need to hate them. I mean, in real life, I bet everyone hates them.
Besides showing the 9/11 footage.
Yeah,
too.
Besides showing that, it's going to get you irked watching the movie anyway, because you're watching real footage of what happened. So I was just like, wow, they did a great job in that front. And then when they get into the war stuff, honestly, they portrayed them exactly the way you want to in the film, a villain. So I gave them a 5 too. You didn't get much. This is my only nitpick, and I don't know if you agree with me. We didn't get much from their side. Like, when the army is doing their stuff, we don't have the bad guy talking amongst the bad guys going, whatever they say in their language, like how to strategic. Like, where we did, what's that movie?
We Were Soldiers?
Yes. When we saw it from the Japanese point of view, and I was like, oh, this thing is really good. You see the guy talking to all of them, how they're going to plan it. Then we saw it from Mel Gibson's point of view. And then when everything comes to a head, I was like, holy crap. We didn't get it in this movie, but still a 5.
I agree with that statement. It's tough. I agree with you in that it's tough to score them in that they're real. There's not fiction. It's hard to portray that. Yeah, you don't get much from their side, but at the end of the day, it is a very singular story. So I could forgive it. And in most movies, I like my villains to be charismatic. You want to hate them, but you want to like to hate them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the best. But because this is based on real life, you're not going to get that, right? Because there are people who are like that, like cult leaders and stuff. But for the most part, real life villains are just terrible people. It is hard. I have to score it within the context of this is a war film. And I agree with you. I think they did a great job. Not only that, like, these dudes kill. Our guys, they made it out, all 12 of them. But Michael Shannon almost died. And a lot of their people died. Like a lot of Afghani people were killed. They're formidable. They have that truck with the rockets on it. Just launching
B-12,
rockets at
something.
Yeah. They got the 50 cal guns on the trucks. They got that suicide bomber guy who they're pretending they're surrendering, and then he blows himself up. So like they're not a easy task to beat, which I think matters as well. So I gave them a 5 because it is hard, but they show them enough. Also, you know what I like about this movie? It was easy to know who was who because they're wearing like these black things. So it's like, okay, those are the bad guys. Our good guys are wearing military gear or not black, pretty much. So I appreciate the director for making that choice to have them look different so that I know who's who. Similar to Black Hawk Down, right? Those guys were wearing like freaking khaki pants and polo shirts, the villains, so you could tell who's good and who's bad. Because sometimes these movies, like when you're getting in like these situations where the camera's jumping from this group, it's hard to know. But I feel like I knew what was going on here.
I'm sorry. But one thing also, what he did, it was distill the suspense of these guys could have just turned around and shot them from the back. Like, you really didn't, like, I didn't, like, I was scared because I was like, why? Because I'd never seen this before. So I was kind of scared because I was like, I didn't know if one of them were going to betray them. Because remember, they were wanted with big rewards in Afghanistan. So I was just like, man, when the little kid was smiling at Chris Hemsworth, I'm like, is that little shit gonna freaking shoot this dude in the back? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was like, it had like that belief of you're thinking behind your mind going, man, is one of these guys gonna like do something stupid that then they all gonna kill each other? Like, you know what I mean? Like, the United States is just gonna kill them all out. But no, in reality, they literally helped them. Like, the end of the day,
they worked together. They ended up working together, and the guy's like, you're my brother. That was the Sultan.
Yeah. Which is fun fact.
All I could keep hearing him say was Jafar in my head.
Fun fact, at the end of the movie, it says that those two became best friends forever. They still talk to each other today.
In touch. They're both alive. So, and it's like 20 years later at this point or more, 23. Okay, let's get to the, what we're here for, the action. What did you think of the action?
Oh, 5. So the action, it's 2 ways these action movie works out. It's a straight up war movie, right? But it's intense. And it was realism. It didn't look fake at all. Like this one, you felt like you were in the seat behind the Americans while everything was going on. And I felt like it was cool because the contrast of dudes on horses with machine guns versus dudes with tanks and, 50 calibers on top of trucks and the B-12 missiles coming at them. It was kind of a disadvantage towards the 12 strong guys, but they still came up on top because they strategic very well on how they're going to execute with the guys from Afghanistan working together. So for me, in that point of view, all the scenes were amazing. They were really good. I thought Chris Hemsworth was going to get shot in one of these because he was running through this thing like, cool. I love the covering thing. That old dude from the Afghanistan, my man was just running in there, guns blazing, without even taking a shot. I was like, wow, that's actually awesome. Like, he had the gods around him on that one. He reminded me of the guy that you like from Black Hawk Down, that he just kept walking through bullets.
Oh, yeah, Tom Sizemore. He was just walking around and he wouldn't get shot.
That's how that guy was. He was just running with a pistol shooting people. So I thought it was cool. I thought it got very intense at the end when he was like, we got to go. If we don't stop these missiles, we're done. And they just took the horses. And I was like, yeah. They look very Rambo-y. But I thought that was pretty cool. That scene was shot very well.
Yeah.
When he starts to go by himself, well, all 6 of them starts to go. And then all of a sudden, the Afghanistan, they just started going right behind him. I was like, it actually started. You kind of felt kind of hyped. You were like, all right, they're going to do their stuff. And it actually was pretty cool. I thought it worked very well. Scenery was pretty cool. I loved when they all ducked when the tank shot the freaking missile at them and they all moved out the way. You saw it come through them. I thought it was cool. I gave it a 5.
Yeah, and this was directed by a guy who I've never seen anything else he's ever made. Nikolai Fogsigh. He's Danish. What I agree with you there is, it's shot really well. And looking at the posters afterward, when I was like looking up the stuff for the movie with the tomato scores and all that, I forgot. Like this was filmed for IMAX and stuff. So like it shot really well. It looks really good. Yeah, I gave it a 5. There's plenty of action. Now, it does take a little while for the action to kick in. The first 45 minutes or so, there is no action, really. It's all the setup, right? The planning, the getting the team together, the family stuff, the getting out there, getting the horses, explaining why they have to use horses, splitting the team up. You meet the little kid with the black guy with the little kid. They set all that up. And then the second, it's like almost all action. So, I'm cool with these movies that do that. Black Hawk Down did similar, where it's like, okay, there's none, and then all of a sudden it's nonstop. That's great. I love it. Yeah, and it has variety in that you have the bombing stuff. So it's not just all gunfire. You have like the planes dropping the bombs, calling in the airstrikes, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I gave it a 5. I mean, it's intense. Like you said, it's suspenseful. You don't know if someone's going to die. Michael Shannon almost dies because that suicide bomber, that was scary, but it's really well executed. Everything looks great. So yeah, I give it a 5 as well. All right. What did you think of the storyline?
A 5. I was hooked. I mean, there's nothing you can say to the storyline. I mean, the storyline is literally from 2001's point of view. I mean, you're there. They showed you a little glimpse of, showed you a lot of World Trade Center, but they show you a glimpse of the Pentagon, them watching it, and then all of a sudden they go from there. So I think it's kind of weird because it's based on a true story. So to me, as a movie, it did a great job depicting, I don't know what the hell happened in real life, but it did a great job telling you the story of these men. Now, in terms of an audience watching the movie, it was very entertaining, very informative, like information's on that. And I think there is a statue of those people at the World Trade Center. Yeah. I think they said so to honor them. So at the end of everything, this story did a great job doing everything. So I gave it a 5.
All right. I struggled here because I gave it a 4, and I agree with everything you said. And based on a true story makes it tough always, because in real life, I think these guys are amazing. Obviously, incredible what they did. Like I love the thing at the end where the title card comes up and it's like, they said it was going to take 2 years and they did it in 23 days, like all this kind of stuff. In real life, I think it's great. Now, when I take my brain off and I make, okay, how is this as a movie? The only reason I gave it a 4 is because it does feel formulaic at times for this style of movie. Like it doesn't do anything particularly different. You mentioned Zero Dark 30 earlier, and that I would classify that as a war film as well. Totally different, right? Because of the perspective it uses to tell the story, the way it tells the story. This doesn't doesn't do that. It's very straightforward. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. It could be a very good thing. But just for my brain, I was like, oh, I wish they did. Like you said, even if they went and showed some stuff from the villains, the only thing they show from the villain's point of view is that one time when he shoots that lady. Other than that, he doesn't even talk in this movie.
No.
So I really would have liked to have seen, or even when the guy calls on the radio, by the way, hilarious scene when he calls them on the radio, he's like, you pigs, the Americans are going to come kill you. He's like, how do we know they're Al-Qaeda? He's like, watch this, you idiots. And he's just making fun of them. Like, I love that part, but I wish they would have shown it from the other guys, point of view of them getting mad or whatever. So little things, it could be nitpicking, and I'll take that criticism, but I gave it a 4, but I do think it's a very good story, very intriguing, very interesting, and worth telling. Like the fact that these guys just came home and just went home, like literally flew back, went home. Nobody knew except them and their wives and stuff. I'm glad that this story got told. So I will say that much. Okay. What's your overall?
My overall is a 5. I think this is a perfect movie in terms of, I gave so far all the war movies we did sometimes 5s, but I think this one is just really good. Very well made. All the characters work together. The storyline made sense. At the end of everything, I always like to see what happened in real life when they give you like the blur or what these characters did. And the fact is that they don't know them, so they get to live a normal life. And I thought that was pretty cool at the end of the day. And they all survived. So that was cool.
Yeah, I do like that they all lived. What's funny is like you don't watch war movies, and then every time we cover them, you love them. I'm surprised you don't, especially being an action fan. Yeah. Like war action movies are some of my favorite ones. I'm a sucker for them. Similar to how I'm a sucker for like cop movies, I'm a sucker for like war movies when they're done well. I think this one's really good. Underrated. Honestly, underrated movie. A lot of people don't talk about this movie. Didn't see it. I don't think it was a big hit at the box office. These Rotten Tomato scores obviously are not like, they're not outrageously great. But I think this movie's really good for the style of movie it is, right? This is a war movie, and I think it's good. I ended at a 4, even though I have some 5s in there, only because of that story element. And when I was done watching it, when I turned it off, I was like, that was really good. But for some reason, like it didn't like hit like, oh, that was the super amazing for me for a 5. I don't disagree with your 5. I don't have a big flaw with it. I just went off of feeling. Like, how did I feel? Like Black Hawk Down, I was like pumped up. I was like, oh my gosh, this one, it was close. I thought it was really, really, really good. But yeah, I think I liked it more this time than the first time I saw it. And I saw it in the theater.
It reminded me a little bit of when we did, what was it, the 13 Hours? Was it that movie?
13 Hours.
Yeah, kind of similar, where the other one's more gritty and more action. But well, actually, though, they both had the same action. I just think Michael Bay did a great job on telling that story.
They're similar. These all fall in the same vein, kind of, which makes it tough when you're watching a lot in a row. It's like, well, how do you differentiate them? But I think this one did a good job with the horse stuff, right? That's different. It was unique. It was only 12 guys, and then a bunch of people you don't really know. I like the general guy though from Afghanistan. He was cool. All right. So what's your total points?
25 out of 25.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. I have a 23 out of a 25, really high. I didn't think it was going to be this high when we reviewed it, because I remember thinking like this movie was like a 7-ish, but nope, I think it is a little bit better. And maybe it's just aged well with time, like a couple years later, and maybe in 5 more years, I'll be like, wow, that's really great. I do like the tagline on the front. It says, on September 11th, the world watched in terror. And on September 12th, they volunteered to fight. That's a good, one day later. Okay, so that's 12 strong. Oh, look, there they have the subtitle, The Declassified True Story of the Horse Soldiers. That was the original full title, but they shortened it. All right, now, Alex, we're reaching the end of the run here. We got 2 finales next week. Next week, we have the finale of the Mortal Kombat franchise with 2021's Mortal Kombat, the reboot. And then we are finishing our war movie month as well. It's the end of October. So we will be reviewing, and this one will be different because we're going all the way back to like World War II for this next movie. We're doing a little movie called Fury from a director I know you like, David Ayer.
Okay.
Directed. Brad Pitt is in this movie. Shia LaBeouf. Michael Pena, I believe, is in this one too. So we're going to double Michael Pena. So yeah, we'll be doing some Fury to wrap up war movie month.
Yeah, I never seen it. So I heard of it, but I never seen it. Yeah.
I remember liking it a lot. So I own that one. We'll see if this is 2014. So it's been dang, I don't think I've watched it in 10 years. So 10 years ago, I liked it. So we'll see.
You guys want to follow us in our social media accounts, please follow Nate over on Instagram at Netflix Reviews. Check out the podcast with him and his friends called Netflix Movie Reviews. Anything Action Movie Guys, head over to youtube.com/Action Movie Guys, or you guys can take us on the go with the Action Movie Guys podcast. And of course, you guys can follow us on our social media accounts on Instagram, Geeks, the letter N Flicks, and of course, TikTok, Geeks, the letter N Flicks. And now we're on Facebook. So you go to facebook.com/Geeks and Flicks. Other than that, he is your host,
Nate from Netflix Reviews.
I'm his co-host, Alex Figueroa. Be awesome to each other and geek out.